All right, hi everybody. My name is David. I'm here with my neighbor Sherman down in his training room, and Sherman's my neighbor. He told me one day that he had a train layout in his basement, and I came over to look at it, and I said, you have to share this with the rest of the world. You can't just keep this confined to these walls. So we posted some videos online on YouTube, and a lot of comments came back wanting to know more information about the train, and that's why we're having this conversation right now. So Sherman, tell everyone why you have an interest in trains and how you got this start.
Well, I always had trains when I was a young boy. My dad would put it up at Christmas time, and I always convinced my mom so I could play with them longer, I could leave it up to at least March. So she agreed to that.
Did the tree stay up or just the trains?
Just the trains.
Okay.
And it was in the dining room, and so she let me do that, and then we take it down. And then as I got a little bit older, then I would kind of put the train up myself. And that was a nice experience. Dad showed me how to do a lot of stuff, and it just was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I know you not only the trains but a lot of the models that you have throughout the layout as well. Now I think you have grandchildren, and
Yes.
You wanted to show them the trains as well.
I took my granddaughter out to. It was they were decorated Christmas trees, and they were up for auction, and they had a little HO train underneath of it, and she was 2 years old.
How long ago was this?
It was she's 14 now, so
Okay.
it's been 12 years ago.
Okay.
So it kind of, the HO kind of caught her eye, so I come back and told my wife, I said, I ought to get my trains out. Well, I did, and I haven't stopped since, so that was
Okay.
12 years ago.
It helps to have an understanding spouse.
Yes.
Embrace all this.
Yes.
That's right. So tell us, what sets your layout? I mean, I know when I walked in, I was just fascinated. I have been to the National Train Museum up in Lancaster, Hershey area, and I got to say the detail of this rivals anything I've seen. And so what do you think makes this layout special?
I think the detail, adding the people, the cars, the tractor and trailers, the trucks, street lights. I even string my telephone wire on my telephone poles, which I had some good comments about that on the first video I did. So it's a lot of detail work.
So when I look at this, the detail and the magnitude of what you have, I think of three things. I think of time, material, and money. We're not going to ask Sherman how much money he has down here because his wife's going to see this video.
Yeah, I'll take the fifth on that.
But how much time do you estimate?
Boy, it is hard to tell. I mean, I've been working on it for 12 years. I work on it more in the winter time. Of course, when summer hits, there's a lot of yard work, mowing grass, and vacations and things. So I do a lot of it in the fall and the winter. Boy, it's hard to tell how many hours I have in it. I never really kept track of the hours.
It might be good that he doesn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
But now you have a lot of material here too, and it's not just the bones of it. It's not just the structure, but you got a lot of, and it's not the trains and the train track, but there's a lot. There's so much. So tell, if you could, you've got the bones of it. The structure, the track, the trains, the electronics. What am I missing?
Well, we have the transformers that run everything. Most of my electronic trains are MTH, and I have the Z4000 transformer to run the trains. I have 4 ZW transformers. I have some older trains over on this side that aren't electronics, and the rest of them are used for the accessories, the lights, the buildings, the street lights, the downtown area. Then I have a lot of electrical boxes underneath that I can actually turn things off, because when I'm just running my trains, I don't really need all my lights and stuff on, so I just turn a lot of that stuff off. So I have everything kind of that I can control and turn on what I want and what I don't want.
And it seems to me you have some wireless in here as well. You kind of embraced it. Isn't some of this remote control or something?
Well, the electronic trains you use by remote.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So that kind of puts you, embrace the new technology. So you got a blend of the old and the new here.
Right.
And we're going to show the people at home one of the trains built in Hagerstown, if I
Yes.
recall. In fact, that might be a good place to stop. And we'll do a second run here in just a moment. Okay, welcome back. On the previous video, we talked about Sherman found a train that might be a little bit more special than everything else that he has. It's kind of like his favorite Hot Wheel car.
Yeah, I went to my wife and I went to a train show, and we met a gentleman down there, and he was kidding with my wife and said, women aren't allowed in here. And so she got a chuckle out of that. And he said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Well, we're from Hagerstown." And he said, "Do you remember Lionel being in Hagerstown?" And I said, "No, not really." And I don't know the whole story. I think they were here in '67. And Lionel made this 2029. And on the bottom of it, the nameplate, normally it would say Lionel Toy Corporation, Lionel, New York, New York. Well, this one actually says Hagerstown, Maryland. So I found this up at the York train show, and then I researched it, and I found all the cars that went with that set, and now I have all the cars that went with this set. So this was a pretty nice find. It took me about 2 years to find all the cars, but probably a year before I found this after that gentleman told me about the...
Do you know how many they made?
No, I do not. I think they weren't here in Hagerstown very long, and then I think they moved to Mexico after that.
How about that? Okay.
Yeah. So,
That's a great story, and when I talked earlier about, your favorite Hot Wheel car, your favorite train, I think about children. And one of the things that's threatening the hobby is how do you keep the young people, how do you keep their interest? I mean, young people like to see this. I haven't met a young kid yet that didn't like to see it. But we all wonder, where's the hobby going to go? Are young people buying these? Are young people interested? And I got to tell you, I'll share this for the future. So, this is, we're nearing the end, at least we hope to, with COVID. And at Christmas time, I did a lesson. I'm a school teacher. I did a lesson here talking about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And we did it live in this train room. And what we found were a lot of teachers started to have their children from home were sitting on their laps, mesmerized by this. So, I know you want the hobby to continue.
yes.
And it worries me as well, and I know Lionel's doing their best to get the young people interested, but we believe that something like this should not be, again, confined to this room. It should be shared so that kids have an interest in doing something like this.
Yeah.
So, okay, is there anything you would recommend to other people if they embark on something on this scale?
Yeah, have a good plan. Lay it out. See how big you want to go with it. Make sure you have enough room.
And by the way, I'm going to interrupt you. Tell them what you did in the back here.
Okay, this layout only went about 10 feet, 12 feet back. And there was a wall across there, that back wall. So right before I retired, I wanted to make my room bigger. So I cut the corners, unfastened it from the bottom and from the top, put some bracing in the back because the back wall is not drywalled, but the front is. So I wanted to save my drywall. So I had 6 guys from work come over one evening, and we slid that wall back to where I wanted that room to finish up, and then just fastened the wall back. And of course added the drywall to the very ends of the pieces, and that way I saved my drywall and my back wall.
Now that brings a great question. You mentioned the word finish. Is this a finished product?
It's pretty good to have to be finished. I can't go any further. I can't talk my wife into adding on to the house. So this has got to be it.
Well, you have a lot to be proud of, in my opinion. You know, again, everyone that I've brought here, it doesn't meet their expectations. It exceeds their expectations. And, you know, we hope that you guys enjoy all of the videos that he has posted. You know, we tried to have aerial shots from the front of the train, shots from the back, nighttime, and even this interview. And if there's any recommendations, feel free to send them along. But please share this with everyone. It makes it a small world, you know, with the technology that you can share these videos. I did buy the Classic Trains magazine. This is the February 2021 edition. Sherman has been trying to share this with the world, and we believe that this is going to be, that the YouTube videos are going to reach more people. But I got to tell you, you didn't mention it to me, but I'm a little disappointed that in this issue, you know, you've got like 1 or 2 pictures.
Just one.
Just one picture in a small article. And if anyone came here and saw the detail of what he did, I think they missed the boat with you. I think they did. I think a great artist slipped under their radar. I think if they came in person, they realized the magnitude of it's kind of like, I think you're going to be in the future kind of an artist that wasn't recognized. And again, we hope that this video, and he's not doing this for fame, he's just doing it because it needs to be shared with the community, with the world. So that's just my opinion of it. We hope you enjoy the video. We hope you enjoy the train layout. Anybody out there in the future, we hope that you build these. Is there anything last that you would like to say?
Just that when we were talking about building a layout, when you lay this out, you want to make sure that you can reach all the areas of your train. You may have to put a hidden hatch in there so you can raise it and get in there to work on things. Makes it much easier. I didn't do that at first, but I did cut one in much later. I'm glad I did, because since my first video I have changed my layout a little bit, and that hatch really came in handy. So worked out pretty good. And
a lot of time, effort, and money.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're glad that you could enjoy it with us. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.